Yo, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a while. Honestly, what happened was I was traveling, got sick. I managed to get 2 lifts in. One of those were nice. It was almost like I was coaching. I was lifting with my sister and I was like walking her through everything. I forgot what it was like lifting from scratch. Like, what I mean by that is like as a complete beginner, and so it gave me a lot of context. Like, it was nice to be able to do that. But yeah, dude, I was like completely out of commission for a while, but we're back. We are back. So today we're gonna lift as planned. I did, in like full transparency, like I was supposed to hit a leg day, and I was pushing because of like I wasn't feeling that well. I've never skipped a leg day in the past 7 months, but I had to this past week. So I took 2 rest days back to back. I was traveling like on my foot a lot. But that, yeah, it wouldn't be smart just to show up just to get it done. And that's something that I've kind of changed over the course of time. I used to just I talk about obsession and discipline, but there is a sense of blind obsession that you can get into where you're so obsessed, you're no longer obsessed about, or I guess you're convincing yourself that you're obsessed about the end goal, but you end up obsessing about the routine that you think gets you there. And so then all of a sudden, like, if you can't get your exact meal in, if you can't get your exact lift in the way it's supposed to be done, that's a failure. But I have to reel myself back in a little bit and be like, the end goal here is to get shredded and get jacked and get huge, but like mostly shredded and jacked. And so if I went and I hit that leg day after feeling completely fatigued, sleeping like 4 hours a day on travel, I still got my steps in. Some days I got upwards of 19,000 because I was walking so much naturally while you're traveling. And I already took a rest day, but I was programmed to hit the leg day. So I was like, all right, should I go in? And it was already like late in the day, haven't ate yet. And so I was like, the old me would have gone in because, check the box. You got the lift in, you did it. But you have to keep your sight on the end goal here. And if I went there and I hit that lift, that could have put me in a more fatigued catabolic state, potential atrophy, talking like, obviously I can't lose muscle over one lift, but it would just not set me up for success for the day after, the lifts after. It's at the end of the day, yes, it's just one day, but at the same time, like, what are your non-negotiables that you need to hit that day? So I knew I need to get my steps in, hit my macros. I did that. And the lift I would have liked to hit, but the pro of me hitting the lift didn't outweigh the cons. And it wasn't a regular routine. But now we're back. I hit the push day yesterday, fueled properly, trained properly. It was a little bit rushed because it wasn't in my regular gym. I was traveling. I actually did the lift in about like 40 minutes, but still hit everything, new machines, all of that. So like there's a little adjustment, but yeah, we're back in the hometown, back in the A, and we're gonna hit this pull day as programmed. So I already had my pre-workout meal, not my typical 70 grams of carbs, but just at about 50, just because I wanted to make sure to digest it before getting here. But yeah, man, I mean, like, I took a red-eye flight, got back at like 5 a.m. I didn't eat the day before, like dinner, so I had to eat, get my meal in, and then go to sleep. And so it's been super hectic, but we're here, we're gonna get after it. And so we're rested. And that's when, like, yeah, today, like, could I have convinced myself it'd lead to atrophy or fatigue if I hit this lift and skip that too? No, we're not gonna do that. Because now I know, like, I'm not fatigued. I got my sleep. I woke up at like 1 or 2 p.m. today. I ate, I'm here. I'm about to finish a little bit more of this pre-workout that I have left. and then we're gonna go hit this lift. I did wake up about like 3 pounds lighter. I don't know what that's about. I need to look into if that was like, because of travel, you're supposed to hold on to water, and I felt kind of bloated this morning too. I ate late, so it was a little surprising. Hopefully, it's not like me losing any strength gains or muscle gains, but that's why I want to make sure I'm properly fueled for this lift. So, we're back to business, boys. I will see y'all inside for the pull day. Yeah, no one talks about how when you travel and you have to go to a different gym. It can be good because you can like want to discover new machines you like. I really like the Cybex incline chest press, for example, when I was doing push yesterday. But also like mix and miss the ones that, you know, your day ones low, the home gym. Can't cheat on the home gym. And I just warmed up last week with this for 9. So full years, make sure I didn't regress and my lifts. Obviously just one day, full day, focusing on different muscle groups in the whole body. But it'll be a good fitness test. So did this for 9 minutes. So piece of thrifted pump cover. Got this in DC over the port. Good. So I'm real happy with that. Keep it there. Or going there. Extra repetition. It's the thing too, like starting with the same lift. Like you could say I have more energy to start that at first. I know with the deck too. Alright, time for the buzz. Shoot hammers. Shoot hammers. For the hammer, biceps. I like this over there. Yeah. Two more. God. Alright, last one. One more. Well, I set my pose down before the rear delts today. I'm trying to get out of here, it's late. Yeah. Let's play that. I'm liking the frames there. Woke up 156 today. Accessory muscle. Can't lie. Set. a good pull there. Get out of here. Yo, time for a post lift discussion. It's been a while since I've had one of these too, but to be real, lift today went pretty well actually. But I could tell like the difference between my 40-minute lift and this like more closer to like hour 10-minute one, mainly because I was recording. I could start to feel my energy kind of taper. I literally had to pause in the middle of the lift, like in the middle of transitioning between lifts, and then go like take a scoop of electrolytes just to keep my energy levels. I could tell I was getting a little dehydrated. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I could like the advice I'd say for like people trying to get a good lift in, even when they're traveling or in general, is keep them kind of short. You're not going to get, there's a point of diminishing returns when you're adding volume to your workouts or working out for too long. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, man, it felt good to be back. There's something about like being back in your element, in your like native environment that kind of puts you back in your element, and like everything just seems to click. I mean, things aren't ideal, like for sure. Like it's super late, typically to when I like to lift. I haven't ate that much today, but these are the times like I kind of focus on like what actually matters and what levers are actually positive. Like the fact that I'm at my lowest weight I've ever been, and I progressed at my almost all the lifts. Like I wouldn't say like at least like met, like I can show that I didn't lose muscle or strength, because compared to last week I'm hitting the same weights, and I even progressed on some of them. I know like this is just a pull day and we still got to test, you know, the legs and everything else, but I mean I felt pretty good. So try not to overcomplicate things and figure out what your like non-negotiables are. That'll help you stick to your goals. Like for me, I said this earlier in the pre-lift discussion, but I want to get my steps in, I want to hit my macros, and then in a dieting phase, obviously, like I'm not super worried about, you know, my lifts and me like progressing each lift. I'm more concerned on retaining muscle and shredding down fat right now. So I tried to monitor my fatigue, and like if I can get in the gym and push myself, great, but only if I'm fueled properly and I can recover properly. And at the same time, like hitting each muscle group twice a week is good enough, right? And so as long as I'm doing those things, and every day I have my non-negotiable of my steps, I'm gonna hit my steps, stick to my macros, and then ideally hit my lift, and then make sure I'm fueled for recovery, fueled before and fueled after for recovery, then I'm good. If I miss a day out of my like 7 months of consistency, I can chill out a little bit. And that's something I had to learn. Like it's interesting, like at first you're learning how to get disciplined and get addicted and stay obsessed and find your routine, and then you got to take like another lens, like a step back and be like, okay, am I obsessed about my routine or am I obsessed about my goals? And so then you can kind of build your routine around your non-negotiables and you feel kind of fluid. That's a good state to be in, because then you're not so fragile. If you're so dependent on things clicking for you to meet your goals, then it's going to be hard, because you're not always going to have the most optimal environment. Those are just some lessons that I learned. Hopefully it'll get distilled down. But the biggest thing I wanted to mention is I don't think it makes sense to do these, like bring y'all along for the lift every time I go in. I think I might switch off from a daily to more of a weekly, or like maybe for when I know I'm gonna have a good session and like I have something to say, because I feel like it gets kind of repetitive, kind of boring, like when you're watching like prep kind of lifts, and I'm not like chasing a PR every time, even though I kind of am, like trying to make sure I progress and get strength. So I don't know, like maybe if there's more if people like are interested, I'll bring these back as daily, but I think some kind of weekly, bi-weekly, something like that. But you're gonna see me every day now. Like, yeah, I was sick, yeah, I was out, but either the tubulars, the lifting tag-alongs, or on my Instagram, TikTok. Like, I just want to be able to help people for free ball knowledge. That's what I've been saying, so we can all ball. But that's it. That's all I got for the post-lift discussion. But we're back to business, baby. I will see y'all next time. Peace.